Alright, what's up guys? Warframe Addict here, and if you are someone who's struggling and needs to recover, this is the Warframe Addiction Recovery Program, and all are welcome. But I'm deciding to make content specifically around the frames that I play each week, because I started playing Warframe in February, and I basically played a new frame each week. And honestly, what I really want to tailor my builds towards, though, are especially the newer players. And for this specific video, I'm actually just going to come up with a build and mods specifically for the frame. Alright, so the first thing we're going to be taking a look at is her abilities for Koumei or Koumei. Not entirely sure on the correct pronunciation, but I'm sure one of those is correct. If not, you can correct me in the comments, that's fine. But the only way to really understand a frame is to look over and read her abilities. So for her first ability, we see that whatever weapon within the 60 seconds that is activated on your screen, there will be a little symbol next to the dice that roll. It will tell you which weapon is able to apply the passive, which essentially is random status effects for 60 seconds that your weapon can inflict. I think that's pretty strong. Just being able to have random status effects, super great, super awesome. Her first ability is just a bunch of like wires that kind of go out. It's really great for like holding rooms or hallways, because you're able to just spread these things all out and they all inflict random status effects as well. So she's a big status effect crowd control spammer is what I would say. Her second ability is her most unique ability. Essentially, you get a challenge on your screen and you don't have a time limit for it. It's better to get them done faster than not. But essentially, you complete the challenge, you get a random decree. If you don't like the decree, or not the decree, but the challenge that is given, like sometimes you have to get like 36 airborne kills, you can hold the ability down and remove it and no longer have to do it. But then there is a cooldown timer, which we'll get into later on how you can make it quicker, or you can just accept the cooldown timer as is. Her third ability is really strong. It has a heal multiplier, and it also has a 50% block chance, and depending on your dice roll when casting the ability will depend on how many of those charms float around your character. There's this other thing that I'm not going to get super into, but there's this whole 666 factor that you can see on the screen, so just take a quick glance at that if you haven't. Basically, if you roll 666s, and you'll be able to see because it'll like do like a white glowing effect on the screen. It will show you, but if you do that, it gives a unique bonus. Her fourth ability is honestly one of my favorites. It can hit in front and behind, so it's like a big AoE 360 crowd control status effect hit type ability, and it makes honestly completing your second ability challenges a lot easier because the enemies become suspended and you can just easily pick them off. So okay, so now we're going to take a look at some gameplay here. Just kind of showing off what the build looks like. I don't have any arcanes equipped. The only thing I have equipped are Archon shards, which we're not going to get into, but I just have a couple that will increase casting speed, and then I just did a bunch of HP, because why not? I'm going to experiment and try some other stuff out, but essentially the gameplay loop is just completing your objectives. And whatever best way possible. You know, I personally view her also as a weapons platform, which is why I'm not spamming abilities a ton, because based off, you know, whatever that symbol is near the dice will determine what weapon you should probably be using. But from you can see this video, like your fourth ability can still just one shot and kill things. Your first ability will apply a bunch of statuses, and you just do good damage. Now the only thing that I changed, and we'll get into that after this gameplay clip, but I did change one mod from the original that I was going to do, and that is simply because I didn't factor in energy costs and like having good energy eco, and so that's why I made those changes. But I really love this frame. I think she's a great frame. You can take her to level cap if you build her right. You don't really need to build strength, duration, or anything crazy like that. You just need 3 pretty decent weapons that do some good damage and spread some status effects their own, and you'll just have a solid build. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for the gameplay that I'm gonna show. I mean, really, at the end of the day, you get to play the game how you want to, but in this case, she is, you know, a spell caster type frame, but at the same time, you know, can be a weapons platform. Now, the change that I made is I just took off her augment mod, because really her augmented mod, it's not really crazy useful unless you're planning on doing content for like 2 hours or something like that. Like, unless you're planning on staying in the same mission for like 2 hours, I really don't see it being crazy worthwhile unless you want a bunch of buffs early on and faster. So I just took that out and replaced it with equilibrium, and the build still works just fine. So that's pretty much all I did, is I took that out and added equilibrium. And that's pretty much it for this video. I mean, I just wanted to make a quick kind of beginner's guide. I didn't do crazy in-depth because I know there's probably a lot of in-depth guides out there, and I just wanted this to be simple and beginner friendly. So if you liked the video, like, comment, and subscribe. Please comment. This is the first video I'm really doing of this type of content, and so any feedback or changes of what you guys would like in the future, because I am going to make more of these types of videos, just go ahead and comment what you would like to see or any changes. So that's pretty much it for the video. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Peace out.